Hello, I'm gonna share my current skincare routine today. Now, keep in mind that I am 44. I do have sensitive-ish skin, but it is also pretty tough skin too, because I've been doing been putting so many active things on it for so many years that it also has toughened up to a lot of these things I'm going to talk about, especially the first one. So if you would like to hear about my current skin routine, I'll be covering like the device I use, which is in the background of all my skincare. And then I'll be talking about my morning and evening skincare, which is not that different. One's just more simplified than the other. And my skin concerns are, I want to have like radiant skin. I want to have smooth, radiant skin. I want it to be so that I can wear moisturizer and a little bit of tinted sunscreen, and that look like as much coverage as I want or need for the skin underneath. And my big problem area is my chin. For me, it's pretty scarred from acne over the years and just from like picking at it and all kinds of things throughout the years. So it definitely has this it's very subtle, but it is there. It's like this almost like waffled texture, and I me no likey. I don't like it. So that's what I'm dealing with first. So let me talk about that. What I do to deal with that is I have microneedle, and this is the device I use. Of all the devices that are out there, this is the one that I am comfortable with. This is the one that makes the most sense to me, because what I'm going for is like glowing skin, tightened skin, and this helps do that. So I have a Dr. Pen. I think this is the A7. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. Not sure. But that's what I use. And it does have a cord, and I don't like that. So I can't recommend that you get this one. I would get a cordless if I were to do this again. If I were to invest again in a microneedling pen, I would get a cordless. It's a lot easier than working with this guy all around my body. So I do that. Now, the new thing about that though is that yes, forever I have just microneedle hyaluronic acid into my skin, and that's it. And just let the needling do its job and do its thing without adding too many things to it, because I was scared of how it would affect my skin. So let's just keep it simple. So this is the Costa Baja hyaluronic acid serum. If you've ever watched Penn Smith Skincare, she can take you through a whole microneedling protocol that's very safe. And this is part of what she recommends. So that's what I've been using for years. Now, I decided to step it up and really target that chin area. And I've added tretinoin into my microneedling. I do this once a month. Once every 4 or 5 weeks. And this is 0.05. And so that's what I put in just one of these little egg crate things. And I mix this together with hyaluronic acid. Do not go by what I say, because I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that or not. I think you also have the option of just putting the tretinoin on before you start needling, and then just do it the normal way with just hyaluronic acid. Anyway, but I use this, and this is tretinoin that I still get from India. Don't know if anyone's still doing that, but I still get it from India. I mean, TBH, I just can't be bothered to go to a doctor and pay for the doctor and then pay for this every month, when I can just have it sent to me in bulk. You don't want to get too much bulk though, because it will expire. So you got to be careful about that. Anyway, that's what I'm using once a month, and that really does change the texture of my skin. Now, I have been using that a few months and doing that specific protocol for my chin, which is really, that kind of protocol is meant for very deep acne scars. I don't have very deep, and so I assume that the less I'll need of it over time. And once I maybe achieve what I want with that, which it has really improved, and I really can't show you you won't be able to see, but it does look a lot better. I think I'll be able to just not do that, such a harsh one all the time. But what it does is creates a peel, which is more intense than what you would get if you were just microneedling hyaluronic acid. And so I get a peel, things come off, and then it's healing for at least a week. It's nothing too crazy, but it's at least a week. Now, this was in a study online that I found, but they used the tretinoin and then 2 weeks later, the tretinoin needling. And then they also added for people like a TCA peel 2 weeks later, and then just kept going like that for however many months. And they had really, really good results. So if that is an issue for you, is like really deep acne scarring, things like that, that might be something you want to look up. I'll post the link to the study below. So that's where I am. And I think that does the bulk of my skincare for me. So I do try to keep it simple the rest of the time. Plus, I just don't have time. I've done the huge like 7, 8, 9, 12 step routines, and I just can't. One, I just can't do it. I don't have time. I don't have the patience. But two, I don't think it's good for my skin. And then I don't know what's working and what's not, and what's useful and what's not. And then, it's chaos. It's total chaos. I can't do it. But now I will move on to my morning skincare. First, we have this little duo. So this is brand called DHC. It is a Japanese company. So it's Japanese skincare. This is a deep cleansing oil. So it's a 2-step cleanse. No. First up, I might use nothing but water in the morning. So it depends on if I go work out or not. If I go to the gym, come back, then I'm gonna wash it. If I don't do that in the morning, I'm just gonna rinse it with water. But what I'll use if I do go to the gym is, I'll mix it with this Banny cream from the drugstore. So it's for sensitive skin. It works really well for me. This was definitely a recommendation I saw from Dr. Dre many times here on YouTube. This is just a gentle facial cleaner, so I'll use that after the gym. And that does about all I need it to do. And gentle on my skin. Because I feel like there is definitely an amount you can overwash your skin, and I will get irritated if I do, so that's why I don't wash it every morning if I don't need to. Next, what will go on in the morning is this toner, Essence Toner from Pyeongchang Yul. It's a Korean company, and I have used this for a long time. I got into Korean beauty a long time ago, and I floated it out since then, but this has stuck around. And it just makes me feel like it's so thin, but it makes me feel like there's immediate moisture put back into my skin. And so I can layer it up, put 2 or 3 layers on if I want, or just one, whatever I'm feeling that day. Like I said, in Miami, I don't really need a ton more moisture because it's already humid out in my skin. But when I lived in a dry climate, I would put layers of this on just to help add as much back in as I could on top of my skin. And mainly that's for makeup purposes. I need everything to be as smooth as possible for makeup purposes. I do wear makeup most days, not when I'm not doing anything, not when I'm it's the weekends or whatever, but most days, otherwise I will use it. And I need it to go on the way I need it to go on. I can't have any doubts around whether it's gonna lay nicely or not. So I just stick to what I know. And so then my husband got this from his brother for Christmas, and I've been using that. I've been adding it in. It's Paula's Choice Pore Reducing Toner. So I've been trying it out. It has niacinamide, which for me usually helps redness in my skin. And this says it, helps with pore size. So I've been using that. I've been adding a little dab of that. It's also super thin. A little dab of that on my face after that toner. Been liking that. Hasn't disrupted anything. I enjoy it. Now, pretty much that's it for the morning until I get to sunscreen and moisturizer. So I don't add any other serums, nothing else Let's not complicate things. Plus, all those serums do, again, you don't know if they're gonna lay nicely and work well with other things I'm gonna put on my face. So, and plus, again, too much can be irritating for my skin. Doing too many things all the time, no, it's just not good. So, what I will use, again, since it's Miami, I don't always need moisturizer, but if I do use moisturizer, I'll use this Vanity Cream, again, sensitive skin stuff. Daily facial moisturizer from the drugstore, hyaluronic acid and ceramides. Works a charm, works really well for me, lays nicely under makeup, all that. Then, but I might use that or I might not, but I'll mix together this La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer with SPF in it. This one is an SPF 30, so I'll mix that, and that's like normal white sunscreen. And then I will mix it with the La Roche-Posay SPF 50 Tinted Fluid Sunscreen. If you ever use this, you know it's super fluid, and so mixing those two together makes it really nice. It spreads really nicely over my skin, and it just really also counteracts any kind of like too much tanness or too much orangeness that this would give me, because my skin's very pale and too orange is like right there knocking at the door constantly. So this is the only one that really works for me. All others, no. So that's what I do for morning, and then I put on my makeup. Everything works well together, everything blends nicely, but that's also, again, because of the climate. Like when I lived in Salt Lake City and it was super arid, super dry all the time, my skin was more dry. And so and my skin barrier was more likely to get like damaged. And so I would maybe even do even less there on my skin just because it would get so irritated so easily. So I would definitely be doing more levels of moisture all the time if I were living in an arid climate. Here, things lay nicely because I swear the humidity just like smooth things out, and I don't have to worry about like dry skin or dry patches every day, which is quite nice. Not enough for me to stay in Miami by any means, but it's nice for the skincare. I do put this on my chest when I get out of the shower. This is the RoC Retinol Correction Hydrating Cream, and it works. Nothing has ever worked on my chest. It works really well. Obviously, if I'm gonna have like my chest out in the sun or whatever, I'm not gonna put this on. But a lot of times I'm just inside all day, working from home and layered up. So I can wear this during the day. But I really like it. It has worked so nicely on my chest skin. I have also been microneedling my chest skin with that tretinoin, and it was just really sun damaged in my 20s. I put it through a lot and didn't even put my face through the same amount. I covered my face all the time, just not my chest. And it shows. This is the only thing that's like, this plus the microneedling is reversing what's happened. And I am so grateful. I might end up with more milky smooth chest, more milky smooth décolletage. Now, let's go on to the nighttime routine. This will be fast because it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. Except for these. This is a brand called DHC. I got it at Target in like the travel item section. And that's a Korean brand. And so it's a double cleanse situation. I have double cleansed for a really long time. I can't imagine doing it any other way to get makeup off and make sure I'm getting the most off of my skin that I can. And because my skin will show it if there's any particles left. So first is the deep cleansing oil, and you tap, tap, tap a bunch out of the oil, put that all over, melts everything away. I will say nothing quite works that well with mascara. Like the only thing that works particularly well with mascara. I think what works best is the cleansing balm from Pharmacy, the like green one that like has a smell, but it works really well. That's also Korean, I believe. And anyway, that one takes off eye makeup really well, but I do like this oil a lot because you can rinse it off, like it will come off, whereas balms and many other oils will not just come off when you rinse them. So I really like that a lot about that one. And then the next step is this like powder cleanser. I've never heard of such a thing, but yeah, it's face powder wash. And my hands are already wet. I tap some on my hands, some powder, and rub together, emulsifies, whatever we want to call it. Wash on my face. It has this tiny bit of exfoliation factor, which has made all the difference. I think it helps like smooth out my skin and make sure less is left behind. I'm really, really, really enjoying this duo. I have to find out if they sell it full size at Target or anywhere. I will buy it. I love it. I mean, again, next step, those toners, Pyeongkang, and the Paula's Choice pore reducing toner. I use those same toners. And then I will put on either just moisturizer, because which I do a lot because I just want my skin to rest, especially when it's healing from the microneedling. And so I just want it to rest. And then, so moisturizer some nights. Some nights it's that same rock retinol, moisturizing retinol. I used to put a lot of tretinoin on my skin every other night or so, but it does tend toward eventually damaging my skin barrier at some point. So I've laid off the full tretinoin for right now, and I'll probably return one day, but I've laid off it for right now. Plus, you know, there's all that debate out there about like whether or not it actually thins your skin or makes it worse over time. So I don't know, I'm just trying to find some in-between place with retinols. The only other thing I might use is something my husband taught me. He got from TikTok, from a doctor on TikTok. He uses it, it works wonderfully on his skin. Now I use it, works so well. Hold on though, I'm gonna go get those. Okay, this is another like harsher active night to my routine. So first I'd use this glycolic acid. It's the P50V from Biologique Recherche. And it is only if you live in a humid climate can you use this every day, like some people do. Otherwise, you can use it every once in a while. I still only use it once in a while because again, I just don't like to do that much to my skin. But you can use any glycolic acid. I wipe it down. I use like a cotton thing. Wipe it down, prepare the skin, and then I use this Murad Environmental Shield Vita C Glycolic Serum. Then I let that sit. Then on top of it, I add this hyaluronic acid serum. I don't know why this works. I don't know the science of it, but you wake up with the nicest, softest, poreless skin. My husband's skin looks great because of it. It really transformed him, like him using it all the time. It really transformed his skin. Sorry. So I highly recommend, if you can, just add that in one night. I don't know if it like makes a lasting difference on my skin. I have no idea, but I certainly wake up and like my skin, how my skin looks. So we love that. So I might do that once a week. Okay, so those are the routines. Let me know, this is new to me doing all of this, so if there's something I left out or something I should talk about, please let me know. Let me know what you do for your skincare that is working for you, any little tips. And I will leave it here and see you in the next one.